you talk a bit about your concert this summer with John Cleese?
Yeah. Oh, that was fantastic. That was, it's odd how that came about. We had played a couple series, over a couple seasons, we played a couple times in Santa Barbara, where John Cleese lives. Mm-hmm. And it's just about an hour and a half north of LA. And he came to the first concert. The presenter came up to us backstage and said, "Hey, John's here." And John who? Well, John Cleese. John Cleese is here. And we just freaked out because we're such fans. And oh my God, can we please, and we're just begging with her, please introduce us. And she said, "Oh yeah, no problem. We'll arrange it, no problem. He'll be very happy to speak with you." And so we come out and we're immediately, we're on stage and we're all kind of looking to see where he is. And you can't miss him. The guy's like 7 foot tall. And he's in the very last row. And so anyway, it was really exciting. Met him afterwards. He was very cordial, extremely nice. And of course, it's the typical thing. He goes to a lot of concerts up there. He supports the symphony. But then he started kind of becoming a fan of ours, and he'd come every time he could come to something we did up there. He would come and we'd talk, and he'd say, we really have to do something together sometime. That's a really typical Hollywood thing you hear. Oh, we must do lunch sometime. We must collaborate, And although it was an exciting idea, in the back of our minds we're thinking, right, you're John Cleese, but you're so busy. But a year or so went by or more, and his assistant, who was basically his kind of manager, who also lives in Santa Barbara, kept saying, John's really serious about this. If you guys can think of something, he's just so busy, but if you thought of something you could do together, he liked the idea, then we could make it happen, But you guys have to think about what it would be. And the obvious thing is that we play and he talks or does something like that. And so I thought maybe, well, what about Don Quixote? And we all kind of looked at each other and thought, yeah, that could work. And so Bill, being the take the bull by the horns kind of guy, he spent the next year or more researching the music. The idea was that we would do music from the time of Cervantes, music by Narvaez and Mudara, and music for Vihuela and such. Arrange it for quartet, and then basically make a script, like a theatrical showpiece of about 1 hour or so. Mm-hmm. And so Bill actually, not only did he research the music and arrange all the music, it's about 70 minutes worth of music, he actually took the 3 books of Don Quixote and read them probably 50 times and condensed all of them into a script of about 65 or 70 minutes, which is an amazing feat.
Yeah.
And so Bill did all the work for that, and that's how it happened. John liked the idea. When it was ready, we read it through with him, and there was no problem scheduling a concert because everybody wanted to have John Cleese. They didn't really care who we were, but everybody, John Cleese, sure, we'll have you guys. So we premiered it in Santa Barbara last what year is this? 2009.
Yeah.
So it was last spring. Mm-hmm. It was in the spring of 2009.
Did you make a recording?
What's that?
Did you make a recording of it, or are you going to release a recording of it?
It was videotaped. We're using that now for publicity to get other performances of it. Basically, he did it for free. He did it basically to support the arts up in Santa Barbara. Mm-hmm. And the idea being that he could only really commit to doing that performance, plus perhaps a DVD in the future. So the plan is to do some sort of recording with John Cleese at some point, whenever he can fit it in. Meanwhile, we're going on tour with it in November, just for a few days, just to test it out, with this actor from Firesign Theater comedy troupe, Phil Proctor. And we rehearsed with him for the first time last week. Just amazing. I mean, this is going to be. He does a lot of voiceovers in Hollywood here, and still tours with Firesign Theater, and he definitely gives it a different twist than John Cleese did. John Cleese did everything with a British accent. He did his Monty Python sort of French Knight thing, from Holy Grail, and different character voices that we all recognize. It was hilarious. But we'll be touring it with Phil Proctor, and hopefully record it with John Cleese before too long.
Yeah.
But it'll be really fun to do when that happens.
Yeah, for sure. So when you do all these performances and stuff like that, does it still give you the rush that it did 20 years ago, or is it different now?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, it's such a privilege to be able to perform and to do what I love doing, and to do it with the quartet. I mean, who I considered all to be my brothers, really. We've known each other so long. So it does give me the same thrill, actually, to go out on stage, I have to say. I think even more so because since I've matured over the years, hopefully, I can approach it from, I'm less anxious about, boy, I hope people like me, and
yeah.
I think I've kind of gotten over that. And so I can kind of go out on stage now and just kind of relax into it and have fun. Stuff like the Cleese, of course, that was just off the scale fun. 60 minutes seemed like a minute. Traveling doesn't get any easier. Of course, the neck thing, I think, I'm really sure that all happened with travel. I'm a big guy, so just sitting in an airline seat for 12 hours, or depending on where I'm going, it's just, murder. So the way I see it, I mean, I get paid, they pay me to travel and do all the schlepping. The playing's for free.
Yeah.
Because that's the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rewarding part. So yeah, it gives me a rush. It really does. It's a great thing to be able to play music for people.
Absolutely. What are your future projects and goals? What are you working on right now?
Well, they're kind of twofold. I have my own and the quartet. What I'm working on myself is I want to just upgrading some software on my computer so I can enter some of these arrangements I've done in the past. Just to get them in print and maybe publish them on my own.
Mm-hmm.
To do some recording on my own. The whole way of the record company is kind of going by the wayside.
Yeah.
With companies, falling down as they are, and so everybody is really, rightfully so, I think they're taking control and doing recordings and publications on their own, and as it should be, the artist is getting full compensation for that, as opposed to whatever some thick 400-page contract says you're allowed to get.
Yeah.
So I see that as the positive thing. So I'm kind of in the process. Whenever this thing, I had some recordings planned. I had to cancel back in the winter because I had to get this thing better. But now, maybe the beginning of next year, I'm thinking of recording some things. I can't say what. I mean, there's so many things I want to record. Some of the Baroque arrangements that I've done over the years, cello suites, violin sonatas, I know they've been done a million times, but I just kind of want to do them just to, not to make my mark, but just because I love the music and I want to do them. Finishing up the method books, which is taking a long time. It's a 5-volume method. The first 3 are done. I've been working on number 4 now for quite a while. It's way overdue. They've been very patient with me, but I have to get that finished. And then I want to do a series of video lessons too, just that I take, right here, or at home or in a studio, just a little half-hour lessons on things, how to play and how to perform and philosophical stuff. And the quartet, we always have some kind of project. I mean, there's There's the Don Quixote thing. We're touring a new Assad concerto.
Mm-hmm.
Sergio Assad wrote us a concerto, and
How
we're
about
going
that?
to be touring that. The recording's going to be out soon. So there's always something in the fire.
Yeah.
Since the last 29 years, it's always been just one project after another.